Hey guys, Fishy Bear here. Today I'm going to be showing you this flying base that I made. I noticed that Mumbo Jumbo recently made a video of him trying to make a flying house, or a walking house. And I thought I'd show you guys this. So, essentially what this is it's a single flying machine, so you got your typical flying machine here. This will pull this, which then activates this, and this will push that, pushing that, and then letting this pull it again. And we got a piston attached to this, so once this moves, this will move and set off the piston because of the activator, and this will move a couple more pistons, which then will move more pistons and so forth until you eventually get to the actual base part. So cool thing about this is you can pretty much have anything you want in here. This is in Bedrock Edition, so it can push chests and furnaces and stuff like that. In Java Edition this would work too, but you would have to use minecarts in like a furnace minecart. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this. It's actually pretty simple. It may seem a bit complicated at first, but the whole building process is pretty self-explanatory, and we'll just get started with that over here. Alright, so the things you'll need for this are some sticky pistons, slime blocks, pistons, some observers, some redstone, and any block of your choice. In this case I'm going to be using quartz because I just think it looks nice with these. Stone brick also looks nice. So the first thing you want to do is stack up. I recommend a build height of around like 230, just because you may run into mountains and that can cause a lot of complications. So you want to build up to whatever height you're going to, and then you're going to want to build your flying machine. So the flying machine, however fast the flying machine is how fast that your base will go. So if you have a flying machine in the back that goes 5 blocks per second, your entire base will go 5 blocks per second. If it's 2 blocks per second, it'll just go 2 blocks per second. We're just going to be building the flying machine that was over there because of its simplicity. Alright, so once you have that done, you just want to put a observer here, and then a piston, and then you want to go 2 blocks out, destroy that slime block, put observers all around it, and then you want to do the same with these pistons, so right in front of those. And then you want to do the same thing but with these pistons. And then the same exact thing, but on a larger scale with the observers. And then the same with the pistons. So depending on how large you want the actual thing to be is how many times you repeat this. So we're going to be doing the same size as that one, so we're going to do this 2 more times, and so you just do this again. Alright, so when this is around your desired size, you'll want to start putting some observers in between the gaps here, so right on the slime blocks. And then after you do that, you're going to want to put some pistons on those observers. And then once that's done, you're going to want to make kind of a... It's hard to explain, but you'll see as I go along. So with the spaces with the pistons on the inside, you want to put 2 blocks of quartz, and then with the ones on the outside, you want to put 1 block of quartz. So you can see here, 1, and then 2, and then 1, and then you want to do this on every layer. So here you'll do 2, here you'll do 1, 2, 1, 2, and so forth. Okay, so that once that's done, you'll get something like this. So when you have this, you'll put observers all on this side of the quartz. So once you have observers covering the entire portion of whatever block you chose, you'll want to put some more pistons on these. So once you have the pistons placed, you can start to begin to make your base part of the flying machine. So this part is pretty simple, but there are a few complications to it that you'll need to know before doing it. First, you'll want to make this one block away from your actual pistons here so that the thing doesn't get jammed, because once this gets pushed and then this gets pushed, so this is pushing this and this, but we don't want that. Okay, so once you have the first wall on the back here, you'll want to start making your actual walls of the thing. So this can be up to 12 blocks out, but if you want to extend it, which I'll show you how to do in a bit, you just want to make it 8 blocks. Or sorry, 10 blocks. Alright, so now that you have the shell done, you'll just want to make the interior. So a few things to note is if you want a wall to be here or any blocks in between where there's just space here so you can just place a block, you're going to have to fill it with something. Otherwise, when the pistons get pushed, this will fall back. So one of the alternatives you can have is trapdoors, which is a great way to do this, so that when it's pushed, it's actually pushing it, and these don't really take up too much space and they're really hard to notice. You can even put them on the wall here. Some of the other ways are through like fences, or if you need to get through a doorway or something that's like this, you can put these fences here and then open them up so that you can walk through. That way this won't fall back onto that part. Another thing to note is that enchanting tables won't be pushed by pistons, so that little thing I had in there won't exactly work, but you can put a chest by it. Everything else in here will be pushed by a piston though, and so they'll all work in here. But if you want to have an enchanting table, you're gonna have to put like a chest down here or something, so you can place the enchanting table every time, but you can't just have it down while it's moving. Otherwise, it will jam the machine after falling back to this block. Alright, so as I'm going to show here, it does actually move, so that's good, yeah. Alright, we've gotten here. So, if you want to activate it here, you can just place a block there, and it'll start moving. So, yes, it does work. I didn't show you over there, but it does work. And then to stop it, for now, you can just break one of these blocks. Alright, so you may be wondering how you would start and stop it while you're on this thing. There are a few ways to do it, which includes kind of levers coming out from here, and then you can put like obsidian on it. But just to make this video simple, we're going to use some obsidian and just place it on here. So whenever you need to stop it, you just place it on here, and then whenever you need to start it up again, you break it. So you can see it starts, and then you can stop it. It's pretty simple, better than the alternatives that I was gonna show you, but it doesn't really matter because you can just go back there and stop it. So if you guys were wondering how you can extend this, so if you can have more blocks than this, one of the things you're gonna need to do is make sure that this is only 10 blocks long. So we gotta destroy 2 of these because I made it 12. And you can do a couple things. First, you can make it so each of these blocks are filled. So say you have like a walkway here, you need to make it so that there's something pushing on the end of this. So you have a bunch of trapdoors here or something, and then put it here, this here, because otherwise this will just fall back into the back and then it won't be doing anything. So you gotta place it all on here and just make sure that they are being pushed. And we're just gonna be doing the outer edges, but you can do it for the entire thing. You just have to make sure they're being pushed, as I've emphasized like 5 times. So once you have these observers and pistons put on the outside of your machine, you want to add another layer of quartz and do this entire thing over again. So essentially you just do this or whatever again, and you'd have the entire shell, and this would push. So we'll just do this part. I'll show you that it does get pushed. So as you can see, it is being pushed, and you can extend this using that method. And then you can continuously do this as long as this is actually, you know, another 10 blocks long and not 12. If you do get this jammed somehow, so if you accidentally place an enchanting table, or it just somehow gets jammed, meaning it does what's about to happen here. So if I place some obsidian there, it's not going to be able to move it, and this will happen. So it completely stops, and as you can see, it's all on a line now. This can happen when you have too many blocks, or just have too many blocks being pushed. It's actually relatively simple to fix. So you want to find the first blocks that are misplaced. So say this one, and you would take some redstone blocks to push them. Well, first you got to get rid of the problem, because that would make it impossible to fix. And then once you have all these placed, as long as there are no pistons pushing any of your blocks here, you can move on to the next section. So you go on to your next section, you can either block over here or do whatever, and find whatever pistons are also jammed. So right here you can see that there's no space in between them, so this needs to be pushed. There might be some here, so just in case we'll put one there. And then once you don't see any here, you'll move on to the back here. And as you can see here, this has a block here. This does not have a block here, never mind. Oh, here it is. Alright, so you want to push one of these, and just find whatever ones aren't being pushed, or just find whichever ones don't have a space between them and push them until they're all pushed. Alright, so we're at a point where this is being pushed. And so you just kind of continue on doing this until eventually it's all just unjammed. So as you can see, it actually did not take that long to do. It only took like a minute to unjam this. So whenever you do get something messed up, make sure that you fix it, and then keep placing redstone blocks on the blocks that don't have a space between them. Alright, so that's about it for this tutorial. I might do a two-way flying machine base thing tutorial, so it can go that way and this way sort of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. If you have any questions, I will make sure to answer all of them in the comments. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.